Hey, this is George back with the New Hunter's Guide, the YouTube channel and podcast helping new hunters get started and helping active hunters learn new things. Today I want to talk about how you hunt deer in bad weather. Now right now we've got a nice, snowy, sleety kind of stuff falling from the sky. This is absolutely beautiful deer hunting weather right now. You've got some precipitation, it is cold, but there's little to no wind whatsoever. It's not saturating, it's not falling hard, it's not robust weather. It's just a nice, gentle, sleety rain. This is beautiful conditions for deer hunting. But not all bad weather are great conditions for deer hunting. If you got heavy winds and heavy rain, that is not good conditions. Deer are going to bed down, they're going to move less under those circumstances and conditions. And to be honest, it can be terrible hunting in those kind of situations. But when you have significantly poor weather, when you've got wind and heavy rain and you got or wind and heavy snow stuff coming down, the best thing you can do is wait until that weather ends, and then that's going to be probably some of the best time you can ever be out hunting deer is right after the weather changes, because the deer have been sitting, they've been bedded down, they've been under cover, they've been not moving, and now they need to get up and move and eat a lot because they have not been taking in as many calories as they wanted to. So how bad the weather is depends or factors into can you hunt it. So something like this is great. A light rain is great. A little bit of snow falling is great. Even if there's a little bit of wind, that can be good too. Deer are gonna get up, they're gonna move, they gotta eat, and in some ways the precipitation can help you. It's noise, it's covering your scent, the ground is wet, you've got less noise from walking, you've got less leaves crunching and all that. It washes scent away from where you walk through. So those kind of things can be an asset to the hunter if you have a little bit of inclement weather. However, you need to stay warm and you need to stay dry. So if you want to hunt in bad weather like this, you need one of two things most of the time. One, you need either some significant waterproof gear, some Gore-Tex, a raincoat, and they even make some vinyl, camo jackets and pants and stuff. I've hunted in them. They're cheap, they work, they're not really comfortable or pleasant at all, but I have shot deer wearing stuff like that before I had better gear. The better option, I think, though, is to get a blind. Sit in somewhere dry. A blind helps in a number of ways. It keeps your movement down. It focuses what you're able to see, what's able to see you. And if you're a new hunter, chances are you don't have great rain gear. It may not be camo rain gear, may not even be a reasonable color for hunting. And a blind is going to keep you concealed better than that less than ideal gear can. I have a mix of tree stands and hunting blinds that I use depending on the wind, depending on location, time of season, cameras, but also weather. A day like this, even though I now have good rain gear, I would prefer to hunt out of a blind because I think it gives me advantages to hunting on the ground and it just keeps me out of all that weather. I can sit back, be dry, be comfortable. I can munch on stuff. The weather covers some noise so I can eat snacks without having to think about it too much. Your wind direction on a day like this is very minimal, but it's steady in one direction, so that's going to control my scent, and I think that's probably the best way to go for most new hunters. You can get an inexpensive blind for a lot cheaper than you can get a whole bunch of rain gear. Now, something to keep in mind. A lot of new hunters may not have a great spot, may not have private land you can set stuff up on in advance. How would you work a blind in a situation like this? Should you go in the night before, a week before, and set up that blind? I'm gonna say the best thing you can do as a new hunter on public land, hunting the weather, is take the blind with you and set it up when you go in to hunt. The reason is this: if you leave it in there for weeks, yes, deer are gonna get used to that blind. But if it's only in there for a couple days, it's gonna spook deer that see it for the first or second time. It's gonna take time for them to get used to it. So it's not good to go in a few days before and set it up. It's better to go into an area deer are already comfortable in, pop that blind up right in here and now, and then hunt out of it right here and now. And because when deer walk out, They may see the blind. Eventually, it's going to catch their attention, but it has not changed their movement patterns. And when they stop to stare at the blind for a minute, you stop to take a shot at the deer. So I think that's the best thing you can do, to go in the night before or the day before. I don't like to do that because now you're going to leave scent in the woods. You're going to disturb things. You're going to potentially put pressure on the land that could push those deer out of that area that they're already in, and that can be a negative. So I would go in early, take the blind with you, set it up as quietly as you can. Practice setting it up in your house. Practice setting it up in your own yard when the weather's good. Learn how to do it the most efficiently as you can, in the most quiet way that you can. And then when you go out to hunt in the woods, pop it up, get inside, take it when you're done. And you can hunt weather days that a lot of other hunters are not going to go out in, especially on public land. Days like this, there's going to be very few people out. Like I said, you can't hunt today because it's a Sunday in Pennsylvania. But days like this, there's going to be very few people in the woods on public land because they haven't set stuff up like that. So you go in, you pop up your blind. Where do you want to put that blind? You want to put it next to or in the middle of whatever cover you can in order to give you some concealment and break up the outline so deer don't see it from a distance. So I hope this is helpful for you guys. Appreciate that thumbs up button, and I appreciate you. Till next time, God bless you guys, and go get them in the woods.